What is up, everybody? Happy New Year. What a game by the Packers. Starting 2023 off with a bang, putting up 41 points. 41 points against the Minnesota Vikings. And now the Packers are sitting at 8-8. And it's so crazy to think about how just 4 weeks ago, the Packers are sitting there at 4-8. It felt like all hope was lost. It seemed like there was a sliver of hope, and it seemed crazy to think that the Packers could somehow find a way to make the playoffs. And now with only one game remaining at home at Lambeau Field next week against the Lions, the Packers have a shot, if they win the game, to be in the playoffs after a crazy season that we've had. And to come in here at Lambeau Field to shut down the Vikings offense the way we did, to have Jair Alexander come in here, shut down Justin Jefferson when he was on him a majority of the game, to hold the Vikings to pretty much 3 points. They finished with 17, but that was all in garbage time. The Packers defense, the starters, held them to basically 3 points the entire day. Seeing the way the Packers defense played, if we can keep this up, if we can play with the physicality we play with on defense tonight, if we can play with the energy we play with on defense tonight, if we can carry that into next week and beat the Lions, this Packers team could go all the way. And if you would have said this 1 month ago, you'd been like, what? How in the world would the Packers make the playoffs? Like, what in the world happened? If you're talking to yourself a month ago, trying to explain to yourself what the Packers were going to do, you'd be like, what? No way. No way the Packers pick off Kirk Cousins 3 times, force a fumble. No way Keyshawn Nixon returns a touchdown. It's just crazy to see just how dominant the Packers look today. And that's even without the Packers offense looking like 100% dominant. They played really well today. Started off a little slow, but finished the day very well. Aaron Rodgers had like a 95 passer rating. He had that beautiful touchdown pass to Robert Tonyan. He had that nice little pump fake touchdown run, belt. It was just like classic Aaron Rodgers. And this is like the team that I felt like we thought we would see this season. Before the year, the talk was the Packers defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. We saw it to end the year last year, beating the 49ers, or not beating them, losing, but the defense played really well. And it felt like that was going to be the defense we saw coming into 2022. I guess we're in 2023 now, but this past season. And these past 2 weeks, starting in the second half against the Dolphins, the Packers switched something on. I don't know if it was like just knowing that we had to win that game, that they flipped it on, like we got to come in here, we have to take care of business. They've played with that mentality to end the Dolphins game, 3 picks in the fourth quarter, and then coming in tonight. Personally, I even said in my prediction video, I don't see how we completely shut down the Vikings offense. If we can keep them to 20, 25 points, hopefully the Packers can put up 30. And the defense came in here and pretty much almost shut out the Vikings offense. And to hold Justin Jefferson to 1 reception for 15 yards is insane. If Justin Jefferson would have finished the day with 7 receptions for 89 yards, I would have said that's a solid day. Just don't hold him under 100. That's a great day when you're trying to play against Justin Jefferson, because even the best defenses in the NFL can't stop Justin Jefferson. And the Packers were able to do that tonight. And on Friday when Jair said week 1 was a fluke, I thought it was funny that he said that. But when he says that, he brings a big spotlight to him in this game, and if he doesn't completely shut down Justin Jefferson, people will be talking like, Jair just talks. But Jair was able to come in, back it up. The first half, you could see just how frustrated Justin Jefferson was. Jair, lots of plays, pressing up on him, smacking him the second he came off the line. You had the one play where Cousins throws it, Jair, defends it, and does the gritty right after that. Jair was feeling it tonight, and the Packers defense was feeling it tonight. So props to Joe Barry, who has been able to get this Packers defense to play at an elite level since the second half of last week, holding the Dolphins to 0 points in the second half of last week. And then pretty much in this game, holding the Vikings offense to only 3 points. One of the better offenses in the NFL. It's been crazy to see. And clearly these turnovers helped, having 3 turnovers, having the Kenny Clark turnover. And if this defense can do this next week and do it if we win that game in the playoffs, this is like the formula for the Packers to make a run, actually. And now it actually seems possible, which is crazy. As I said, how just a month ago we were sitting at 4-8. And so props to Joe Barry, props to the Packers defense for getting pressure on Kirk Cousins. One thing that did help the Packers a lot, which I talked about before the game in my prediction video, how the interior of the Vikings offensive line is pretty weak because of their backup center, and they had their backup center go down. And if in all game long they were having miscommunication, the center didn't know the silent counts, exactly what to do. He was having issues all day, and that helped the Packers as well. But the Packers' defensive line was able to get pressure on Kirk Cousins. The Packers' secondary was able to really shut down the Vikings' offense, which I was shocked to see just how much we shut them down. And if we take a look at the Vikings in the running game, Dalvin Cook, 9 carries for 27 yards. We have Kirk Cousins, 3 carries, 37 yards, had a few nice scrambles. Then Alexander Mattison, 8 carries for 38 yards. And so, of course, with the Packers getting up by a lot early, the Vikings couldn't really rely on the run, made them one-dimensional, and the Packers were still able to completely shut them down. So, as I said, props to the Packers defense. Let's hope we can see this energy, this physicality we saw this week coming into this next huge game against the Detroit Lions to make the playoffs if we win the game. And then if we switch to the offensive side of the ball, the Packers finished the day with 41 points. Of course, a Keyshawn Nixon touchdown return helps. And to have Keyshawn Nixon back there it's like a game changer for this team, because not only do you get 7 points when you return a touchdown, but when you have those massive returns, it brings this energy to the team, this excitement. Like watching a kickoff return touchdown it's like nothing else. It brings an energy to the stadium. And to have Keyshawn Nixon returning as he has been a huge game changer for the Packers. And so going into next week, hopefully the playoffs, if Keyshawn Nixon can keep this up, it's going to give the Packers offense great starting field position, which they had a majority of the night with the interceptions, with the kickoff return touchdown. We get the ball, so a touchdown there. So 41 points from the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 15 of 24, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, only sacked once, with a 95.7 passer rating. So with the Packers defense playing as great as they did, with the special teams return doing what they did, Aaron Rodgers didn't have to play a crazy amazing game, but he was very efficient, no interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, and he had that beautiful touchdown run with the belt, which is always fun to see. And then if we take a look at the Packers running game, this is one area the Packers really relied on tonight. Aaron Jones, amazing day, 14 carries, 111 yards, averaged 7.9 yards per carry. And then A.J. Dillon, 12 carries, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. Had that goal line touchdown run. I think he scored a touchdown in the 5 straight games. And so especially going into the playoffs in cold environments, the Packers' run game, their ability to do what they've been doing, the Packers can lean on that. I'd say it's still the foundation of this offense. And Christian Watson has been, I think, one of the reasons this past month the Packers were able to really get it going on offense. And he didn't really even have a big game tonight. He had 1 reception, 11 yards. And so a way that's promising, because even if we don't have a crazy explosive play, this Packers offense was able to move the ball down the field, 163 rushing yards, 4.9 yards per carry, and an overall great day by this Packers team. So I'm super excited right now. I'm very hopeful. It's crazy that we've come from where we were to where we are right now. And the momentum we have right now is crazy. So I hope the Packers can continue this momentum next week, heading hopefully beating the Detroit Lions, which is a very good team. We'll talk about it all week. So subscribe if you want to see my videos throughout the week. Packers news, I do it pretty much every single day. I'll do some preview prediction videos on the Lions game, so stay tuned for that this week. But it's a very exciting time to be a Packers fan. And to start off 2023 this way, beating the Vikings as we did, it's a great start to the year. And, I was thinking this was going to be a close game. I thought that the Vikings offense is insanely talented, and I thought it would be another really close game, maybe a 3-point game, 7-point game. But to see the dominance the Packers had in this game, it has me even more excited for next week and hopefully the playoffs, because if the Packers can keep this up, there's a real shot that, we could beat some teams in the playoffs. This is a scary team. I think if I was another team, I'd be scared to face a hungry, dominant Packers Aaron Rodgers team. So amazing game, amazing way to start the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I bet you guys are as pumped as I am, unless you're a Vikings fan, of course. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Go Pack, go baby.